Hey there, YouTube. So on today's video, I wanted to do a review of the Opensky credit card. Now, for obvious reasons, I tried to blur out my number and my name because, quite frankly, I already have bad credit. Why would you want to try to use my card? Okay, to YouTube, in all seriousness though, I do have a few credit dings on my report that I am trying to fix. I'm in the process of rebuilding my credit so I can buy a house within the next couple of years. So, as of right now, I have two secured cards. I have one which is being this Opensky card, which we're going to talk about today. And so, with the Opensky credit card, okay, well, I did a little, I went like online and Googled a couple of researching facts. And what I liked about the Opensky credit card is that you don't have to have a bank account in order to get the card. Like, there's various ways you can pay them. However, I did discover that if you have the Chime bank account, which is an online bank account, you can do automatic transfer payments through Chime, because I had Chime at one time and I was making my payments through there. But I want to say that when you make payments with the Chime card, it takes up to several days, literally, with the Chime online checking account card. It literally takes up to 7 days for that money to process. So just know that, which is about the standard time it would take if you did a, say, Western Union payment or mailed in a payment. So just know that those payments through those ways will take up to several days. However, now when I switched over to using my Wells Fargo checking account to pay my Opensky bill, I found that if you pay it on the day, say you paid on the 1st, by the 2nd, the money will be available on your Opensky card, even if the automatic transfer has not went through on your checking account. It takes about 3 days for the money to get pulled from your checking account and be transferred over to Opensky. So yes, Opensky will have that credit amount available to you the next day. Now, this is with me using my Wells Fargo, but like I said, it wasn't out of my Wells Fargo account yet. So definitely when you pay Opensky, you want to treat it like it's a check. You want to treat that automatic transfer just like it's a check. And what I mean is, you do not want to spend that money in your account unless you're sure that it has cleared, okay? So the fastest way to pay your Opensky, as far as I know, is with a checking account, aka I use my Wells Fargo account, and with that payment, it was posted the next day. So that's the fastest way to put available credit onto your Opensky card. Now, for me, myself, so it's a secured card, which means you pay into with a cash deposit, and that becomes your credit limit. So I paid my cash deposit through my Chime card at the time when I started it. And it took about up to 3 days for Opensky to take the money from my account. And then from there, my account was open, and then it just let me know, and then, so after I paid the deposit, I just had gotten an email saying that they confirmed I paid the deposit, and I really didn't hear anything else, which was weird that I didn't get a backup email or anything. I just got a confirmation of payment email for my security deposit and like you're welcome. But my card did arrive. My Opensky card arrived, I would say it was within 2 weeks of me making the payment. It was in 2 weeks of me making the payment. So that might have been less than 14 business days, but it definitely took between a week and a half and 2 weeks for me between the time that I paid my deposit and the time that I received my Opensky card in the mail. So a reason why I picked so low of a credit limit or deposit limit was because I read around and I found that you cannot, that this card does not graduate into an unsecured card. Opensky will help you with a positive payment history. Opensky will help you with having credit on your credit file. And it may raise your credit some points depending on factors, or depending on, is this your only credit card on there, depending on your utilizations on your credit already. So whatever amount that goes onto your Opensky, that will give you a bigger gap of utilization. You know what I mean? You will have more available credit onto your credit. That's if you don't charge it as soon as you get it. But so it doesn't graduate. And so since it didn't graduate, I honestly figured I don't want to put a lot of money on it then, because it's not going to graduate in the long run. Versus where, like, if it was a card that graduated, I would have tried to put 500 or even 1,000 on there, because I know eventually it'll graduate and I would get that money back and it would be totally worth it for me. But this card does not graduate, so that's why I picked a low limit. And then also just to keep my utilization low, because 30% of the $220 excuse me, I'm sorry, it's like $70. So all you gotta do is charge $70, pay it off, which is easy to do, and then bam, you're in the game. So the only thing is, I don't know if their minimum is set, but my minimum payment is $35 a month. Of course, unless my balance is zero. But yes, it'll be, whatever their fees are. When I first got it, my yearly fee was already credited to that $220. So they had already taken $35 out, which kind of in a lot of ways means that you're going to start off with a $35 balance regardless. You're not going to start off at zero. So therefore they can make your minimum payment $35. I kind of figure out that's why they have it like that, because their minimum is $35, and their minimum is $35, and their minimum and their yearly fee is $35. So the APR on the charges is 22.9%. So it is high. So you definitely want to pay off whatever balance you get within that month, because they will charge the interest charges to your balance. I did learn the hard way that you can overdraw on this card at the gas station. I didn't realize I didn't have, I was maxed out, and then it let me overdraw, which was good because I needed the gas. But the hindsight is now I have to pay back what I overdrawed, plus they charge a $35 overdraw fee. So I'm going to try to call them in and see if I can get that waived or whatnot, or explain the situation, and hopefully they'll be able to work with me. But so it does let you overdraw in some cases, but like I said, you shouldn't be, like, realistically speaking, my utilization should not be that high. But it was Christmas last month and stuff happened. So, but you definitely want to get it below the over the credit limit point before the bill is due, because then they are going to charge that. So also, their billing cycle is 25 days, and it'll sneak up on you fast. So with that being said, what I've found is that what I do is I make several payments throughout the month. You can only make one payment within 24 hours with Opensky, but you can make a payment every day. So not to say that you should be making a payment every day of the month, obviously, but when I said you can make a payment a day, what I mean is a payment every 24 hours. If you need to split up a payment or get your balance low really quickly over a few days, that's how I recommend it. Every 24 hours you can make a payment. Okay, so another positive feature about the Opensky card is that they come with the Opensky mobile app. And I'm going to insert a picture of what the home screen looks like as soon as you open it. For obvious reasons, I blanked out information I don't want y'all to know, because y'all nosy. Okay, so when you first open the app, it's going to tell you what your current balance is, what your available credit is, what your credit limit is, if your minimum payment is due, how much your last payment is, and when you paid it. So you want to keep in mind the difference between a billing date and a cycle date. The cycle date is 25 days, and that's how often they're going to report it to your credit report. The billing date is when it's due. So even though your bill may be due every month on the 1st, that does not mean that is when they are going to report it to the credit bureaus. So every 25 days, you need to figure out what that cycle is for your specific account, and you need to have it paid down, have as much paid down on your balance, if not to zero, definitely to your 30 utilization, before that 25th day. And you need to remember about the paying the day before. So if your bill is due by the 3rd, I would pay it no later than the 1st, and I would use a checking account to make sure that you get credited that next day, which would be the 2nd, and then your bill would be due the 3rd. But you got to remember, every 25 days it reports to your credit report. That's a billing cycle. Every 15th of the month is when your bill will be due. So your bill might be due and they've already reported your high balance to your credit card company. So you definitely want to take the time to figure out what your billing cycle is, what your 25th day is. Okay? Anyway, all in all, I definitely will give Opensky a good review. If you're starting out with credit or want to rebuild your credit, it's definitely a good credit card. It's fairly easy to make payments. It's very easy to track your payments with their app. And you can the minimum that you can pay to get started with it is $200. I mean, you can't beat that. So thank you for watching my video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave any comments in the comment section and I can try to answer what I know. I'm not like a credit guru or anything. I'm just a person that's trying to rebuild their credit, and I got an Opensky credit card. All right, talk to you later, YouTube. Bye.